can turn it up a bit.
All right.
Can you start, please?
Adrian, can you give us an update on Dan Sargentson and any other injury doubts?
Yeah, so Dan's trained with us today for the first time this week. It's probably about 80%, so it looks like he's going to be available to be selected.
And you said in the week, Adrian, you didn't think Dom Humphrey would be fit?
Yeah, well, the idea was to get a clean out 2 weeks ago, so he'll be ready for this game, but he's not going to make it, so he hasn't come into consideration.
And Jared Salmon's available now. Is he going to come into his side, or have you not decided, or are you going to stick with the 17?
No, he's training as part of the squad, but he won't be considered this week.
Trent, have you any injury concerns yourself?
No, probably just Angus Crichton has been coming back from a shoulder, so he's sort of touch and go there. We'll see tomorrow about playing, but everyone else is fine.
What did you get out of the trip to France in your training session with Toulouse?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things. I think the trip to France was a bit about giving these guys an experience, so that wasn't around rugby league, that was around visiting an area that was quite important to New Zealanders and Australians in the north, in the Somme, something that sort of shaped the world and had an impact on the way that we live, so that was offering that experience and some growth. And then the other part was to, this is about rugby league in the Northern Hemisphere, and, Toulouse was a place that was sort of close to my heart and had a big impact on me. And the Toulouse team that play in the championship obviously came up and trained, and we had an open session there for all French that wanted to come and watch. And, it was pretty special for me yesterday to watch these guys train, to watch Toulouse and a good team train, but also to see some French rugby league fans get out and watch some good teams run around.
Trent, there seemed to be a bit of a doubt about Luke Keary at one time, but was that right? And is he fully fit?
Yeah, I heard that. Somebody told me that someone wrote an article, and Luke was flying around yesterday, and he's right to go. I don't know where that came from.
Does that mean that Lachlan will just be watching again on Sunday?
Yeah, I know it's a good story for the family, and Lockie's been had an incredible pre-season. He's trained really well. He's developed really well, he's obviously there in waiting behind Cooper and Luke, and won't make the team. But it was really important to bring him to get some development out of him and reward him for the pre-season that he's had.
Trent, what's your thoughts on this World Club concept? How would you like it to be developed?
Yeah, so I was speaking to Chris and Ian about this. We've played it for 20 years, consistently. And at the end of every season, there's a discussion between teams if they're going to play it each year. It needs to be organised and set in stone that there's an agreement, whether it's... I think it's better being played in here at the north of England, but I also think it should be played and possibly at Perpignan. And I think, but there should be, every 3 years it gets played in Australia and vice versa, but there should be an agreement. We shouldn't have to have a discussion between two presidents that think forward to say their agreement was easy, but they had to have that discussion. Let's say that we're going to have it every year, and let's organise how we're going to have it.
A new coach of Wigan since you last played them. What are you expecting from them?
Yeah, so I think we saw the development. I think they would have been happy with their development from round 1 to round 2. Definitely some new additions, obviously with Zach coming in as well. So you know the style of play, and you know the style of players that they've had in the team for a while and why they've been successful. And then Adrian's come in and added his flavour to that, and you can see the growth that they had in between the round 1 and round 2. So, and that's all we can go on for now. They're champions for a reason, and that's why it's going to be exciting on Sunday.
Jared, I was just chatting to Tommy before. He said that you two used to be roommates.
Yeah, that's right. He was my first ever Kiwis roommate, so that was 2009, and He looked after me, showed me the ropes, but yeah, it was a while ago now. So yeah, he's still trooping on too. Hey Tommy.
Have you been on the receiving end of that shoulder before?
I have, yeah, a couple of times. Whether it was in training or on the field when it was against the Warriors. But yeah, it was pretty solid.
Playing that win in 2014, what do you remember of that and how excited are you about this game?
Yeah, I guess an amazing opportunity for both proud clubs, and it was a while ago now, 2014, but to get the opportunity again is an amazing experience, and I guess we're really excited to be here, and we look forward to Sunday.
James, is this your first trip to England?
I came to schoolboys, when I was 18, but yeah, first World Club challenge. Yeah.
What are you expecting from Wigan?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I think their forward pack's a real strong feature of them, and obviously in the conditions over here, it's going to be sort of pretty up the gut sort of footy. And I think if we can control them, the first 20, hopefully Jazz can put a few shots on and control them pretty well. And yeah, I think if we can obviously complete and kick to corners in these conditions over here, that'll be a big factor for us. And just about us executing when we get our opportunities and defending well.
Yeah, it's a World Club challenge, so I guess so.
Adrian, people talk about the conditions and English teams need English conditions, but the way you want to play, would you rather have a dry track on Sunday?
What about the conditions today when they turned up? That's the best day in the last 3 months, isn't it? So hopefully that's not what's going to be like on the weekend. But I think for the sake of rugby league, the Super League have done a great job this year so far to get to where we are with obviously launching one of the biggest games in round one. But for the sake of both teams and supporters, hopefully it's cold, but dry.
And you mentioned the crowd before, the hostility of the crowd. What part will that play on Sunday?
Yeah, well, we're hoping that any English supporter that's here or rugby league supporter is in the stadium supporting Wigan and not the Roosters. The crowds are 20,000 plus at the moment, which is fantastic for the stadium. So they're going to experience, which I'm not sure if who was here last time, but the English support is massive. The noise is loud, and it'll be a great experience for everyone that's involved. But the fans are getting behind it. It's one of the biggest games of the year, and it's a great spectacle for rugby league right across the world. So hopefully both teams, like I said, it's cold but it's dry, and some good footy gets played.
Will any help at all? Any insight?
Oh, a little bit. They've been a great team and club for a long time, the Roosters, and I've watched them every week for the last 15, 20 years. So they're a great club. They've got some great players, and both teams have got some international players at the elite level at the moment. So whether it's New Zealand or the Kangaroos or even our boys with the English side, there's certainly some great talent there, and looks forward to a tough match.
What do you, Zach? Third game back and it's a World Cup challenge?
Yeah, I'm really fortunate to be in this position. Something I'm really looking forward to. It's one of those games that you put in the back of your mind and concentrate against St Helens and Leeds first. But those games out of the way, and it's been a pretty exciting week this week. All the build-up's been great, and it's something I'm looking forward to.
Sorry, mate, I should have checked. Did you play one with Leeds?
Yeah, I played in 2. I won 1, lost 1. So yeah, hopefully I can make that 2-1 in the win.
What did you learn from those games, though, in terms of preparation, in terms of facing an NRL side?
Yeah, they're very big, physical. Not just forwards, the outside backs as well. The possession game is massive over in Australia, so they like to have the ball quite a lot. You don't know what you're going to get with the condition-wise over in England, whether it's sunny or raining or windy. So that'll play a part, I guess, on Sunday. And playing at home as well, that's going to be an advantage for us. So there's quite a lot of variables going out there on Sunday, but hopefully we play as best and get the win.
And the 4 stars across the crest, it tells you what it means to the Wigan club. Are the players well aware of that?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, the fans remind you week on week, and this is a game that the fans have been speaking for the last probably 6-7 weeks. Grabbing me in the supermarket, asking me about the World Cup Challenge. I'm like, well, we've got St Helens next week. We need to concentrate on that. So it's a game that all the fans and the town itself is really excited for. And like Lammy said, it's going to be a packed out stadium on Sunday. So I'm looking forward to playing in front of a packed DW stadium.
Trent, How much of a factor is the different stages of pre-season, the fact they've played 2 games? How much of a factor is that?
Look, it's obviously a factor of not having played a game. There's the ability to play a couple of trial games and then play a game. But our preparation's been good, and we'll be ready to play. There's obviously the different starting dates of a month, which dictate the periodisation of a season. You've got to get it right to be consistent and do it well, and that dictates that we're not going to play a game, and no one's going to play a game before this week in Australia. But we train at an intensity that allows us to get ready for these games, so we'll be ready on Sunday.
Gilly, you won one 2 years ago. How much confidence is that giving you and the rest of the lads?
Yeah, quite a bit. It was obviously good to play in a game like that. So yeah, I think I've played in a few big games from then. So hopefully I can take that experience into this weekend and look to put in a good performance.
You live in the town, your friends and family are here. Are you feeding off the buzz that they're getting about this game?
Yeah, look, it's great for the town, like you said. It means a lot to people from around here, and it's going to be a packed stadium this weekend. So hopefully we can give the fans back and hopefully get a win.
Adrian, plenty of love hearts here. It's Valentine's Day. Any love lost between you before the
Is it Valentine's Day today? Is it? What about that? We've got this venue and it's Valentine's night, so no one's coming. But look, no, I've been fortunate enough to play for both clubs, over 100 games for both clubs, so I love both clubs. Obviously, the heart's with Wigan at the moment. We've got a job to do here, but I'm looking forward to the event. I feel a lot of the players have had a long off season from both clubs, and both raring to go. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? You keen?
Sure.
Who's favourites?
What was that, sir? Who's favourites? Well, I don't think anyone's giving Wigan a chance at the moment. Not on the betting side of things, anyway. So, look, like I said, both clubs are what I believe. Both clubs have been in Super League. Wigan have been outstanding here for 10 years, and the Roosters have been outstanding there for 10 years, and that's why we've been working really hard on the crowd and making sure that they get to the game, because it's going to be one of the best games that they've seen for a long time.
That stuff doesn't count. That's for you guys. Who cares? You got to play footy. That's why we're out there to perform. We're in the business of entertainment, and the reason that it's entertaining is people get to discuss that and bet on it and do lots of different things. But for us, it doesn't matter. That's if we go into every game worrying about that, then we're focusing on the wrong things. So it's just about getting ready to play and play our football.
Tommy, the 2 World Clubs you played in, Dragons and Cronulla, where did that compare in terms of all the tests you played, in terms of the intensity and quality of the game?
They were tough games. I definitely the Cronulla game a couple of years ago was a tough game. Intensity-wise, I'm not too sure, but I know after that game, just looking around the crowd and seeing the local Wigan people and how much it meant to them, so I sort of realised then that what these sort of games mean to this town. Like you said, the club's got a great history and been lucky enough to be involved in a number of these. So yes, to be honest, I most probably didn't realise how much it meant to the town. But then after that game in Cronulla and walking around, you could see all the fans and especially being in our local stadium, it's it was an awesome game.
And shots on Jared on Sunday?
I'll be staying away from Jazz if I can. Trust me.
Thanks so much, folks. Now go to individual questions and we'll come off the stage. So thanks for your time. Thanks very much. Anyone's got any individual requests? Let them know, please. Trent Robinson over there, yeah? Anybody else got any individual requests? Yes, so go next to Fraser and go and grab him there.